Hey, what's going on everyone? Greg here, and the wait is finally over. The invitations are out, and Apple's next event will be held on September 10th at 10 a.m. at the Steve Jobs Theater. So let's talk about all the exciting announcements and all the products we can expect at Apple's September event, and some of the products that are also rumored that might not make it into the show. First, let's kind of go over the invite itself though. It's a multicolored Apple logo in this kind of jello looking way. It has green, blue, yellow, I think that's some orange in the middle, and some reds and purple. We also see the tagline, "By innovation only." And if we're trying to derive any clues out of this invitation, we know that Apple will be introducing the iPhone 11 at this year's event. The iPhone 11 is rumored to be a replacement for the iPhone XR, and the iPhone 11 is rumored to be coming in a bunch of different colors, with two new colors being green and a purple or lavender color. And speaking of the iPhone 11, we should probably cover that first because that is the big thing that everyone is expecting. So the iPhone 11, as it stands today, is rumored to be a successor to the iPhone XR, not necessarily the successor to the iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max. As for the design on the iPhone 11, it's going to look very similar to the iPhone XR. On the front of it, it's still going to have the same exact border, it's still going to have the same LCD screen, it's still going to have a notch, and as we just mentioned, the iPhone 11 is expected to come in a wide array of colors, just like the iPhone XR. However, where things will look slightly different is the fact that the iPhone 11 will be getting an additional camera, and this camera is going to look a little bit different than the ones that are currently found on the iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max, because this camera module is going to be kind of squared in its design. So we're expecting a bigger camera bump for the iPhone 11. We're also expecting that the second camera will be for optical zoom, much like it is on the current iPhone XS. And it will also be getting the same portrait mode that is found on the iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max. The iPhone 11 is also rumored to be getting a new multi-angle Face ID sensor that captures a wider field of view. Another new feature is that Apple will also be increasing the waterproofing capabilities of the iPhone 11. So currently, the iPhone 11 can stand about 30 minutes submerged in water. However, this new waterproofing rating on the new iPhone 11s, which isn't ready yet, is supposed to be even more improved from that, and supposedly, according to rumors, this might be one of the best waterproofed phones in the entire industry. The iPhone 11, of course, will also be getting a processor upgrade from the A12 processor to the A13 processor. Apparently, the A13 processor is going to have another part of it that's also going to help it with some math-heavy tasks, so things like augmented reality or computer vision or other AI features, and it's going to offload those sorts of tasks onto that other part of the processor. It's rumored to be called the AMX or matrix internally, and that's going to help the A13 processor actually operate more efficiently because it doesn't have to take the bulk of those AI or vision tasks onto the main processor. It can offload to a second part, and that should make the overall operation of that chip even more efficient. In regards to price, we don't really have any concrete rumors, but I would be surprised if this phone started more than the current iPhone XR, which starts at $750. I expect Apple to keep that $750 price locked in. Maybe if we're lucky, they'll drop it by $50, hitting a $699 price point. I think that would be really, really attractive on paper. But I'm going to guess they're just going to keep it at $750. And if you think those iPhone rumors are pretty lax, well, that's because there is another iPhone rumored to be announced this year, and that would be the iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. The iPhone 11 Pro and the iPhone 11 Pro Max are the upgrades to the iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max. So just like we mentioned, the iPhone XR is going to be the mainstream iPhone, the iPhone 11, which does make a lot of sense to me. The iPhone XR was the best-selling iPhone. It really makes sense for Apple to say, this is the starting iPhone. This is the iPhone that can do everything. This is the model that most people should get, and from the sales of the iPhone XR, that rings true. So with the iPhone 11 Pro, that is definitely the successor to the iPhone XS, and that is going to be the higher end model if you want even more features on top of the iPhone 11. So let's go over some of the features that we can expect with these new iPhone 11 Pros that might be exclusive to them. We don't know all the concrete details, so some of the features I mentioned in this Pro list could be on the iPhone 11, but so far, these are rumored to be only on the Pro models. The design of the iPhone 11 and iPhone 11 Pro are rumored to look very, very similar to the current iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max. However, there are some changes to the design that might refreshen it a little bit. The iPhone 11 Pro is going to have the same size screens as the iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max, so 5.8 inches for the smaller version and 6.5 inches for the bigger version. And of course, these will both be OLED displays. Now, even though the displays and the sizes of the iPhone 11 Pro will remain pretty much the same, the back of the iPhone might see some changes. So there are rumors that the back of the iPhone 11 Pro will feature a more matte finish. One of the rumored features on the iPhone 11 Pro is the ability to charge another device on the back of the iPhone. So this is very similar to Samsung's PowerShare feature, where you can charge another phone or some Galaxy Buds on the back of it. And this feature is currently only rumored for the Apple AirPods with wireless charging case, and that makes the most sense to me. You really don't want to charge a phone on the back of your own phone, but if you have accessories like AirPods or maybe even the Apple Watch, charging those on the back of the phone makes more sense because they have a lower battery. They're not going to take too much juice from your phone, and as an iPhone user, you're more likely to be traveling with those devices and they might need emergency power rather than charging your friend's phone. Supposedly, the iPhone 11 Pro will be also getting some upgrades in the strength of the phone itself. So apparently it's going to use some new shatter-resistant technology. So if you drop your iPhone, it should be able to withstand that drop even more than the current iPhone XS and iPhone XS Max, which actually do have really good drop protection already. So these phones sound like they are going to be able to take a beating with the waterproofing capabilities and also this new shatter-resistant technology. Now, of course, the biggest design change to the iPhone 11 Pro is that long-rumored and long-leaked camera design, where it's going to feature a 3-camera system with a standard lens, a zoom lens, and then an ultra-wide-angle lens. Now, this is by far the biggest rumored feature and upgrade to the iPhone 11 Pro. So not only will you be able to take ultra-wide-angle photos with the new lens, but supposedly the iPhone 11 Pro is going to be able to capture all 3 of these images simultaneously and then use artificial intelligence software to automatically correct the combined photo. So for example, if a person was cut out of the photo, you could then easily rearrange them into the photo because you had the information from the ultra-wide-angle lens. And a lot of the rumors are saying that that is going to rival traditional cameras, so it sounds like a huge camera upgrade for the iPhone 11 Pro. And not only are the still photos getting an upgrade with the iPhone 11 Pro, supposedly the video features for this camera are also supposed to be very much improved over the iPhone XS, and it's rumored that these will be aimed at even traditional video cameras. Apple has supposedly developed a feature that would allow users to retouch, apply effects, alter colors, reframe and crop the video as it is being recorded live on the device. So it sounds like what Apple is doing with the iPhone 11 Pro is giving it some new features, but it looks like the main Pro application of this phone is really going to come down to that camera, with rumors of the still photography being that much better, and especially for video. It sounds like Apple has a pretty good idea of what users are going to be using this phone for, and it sounds like this might be the ultimate photo and video phone. Now, this event isn't all just about iPhones. There are also other products that are rumored to be making their way here, and one of the most notable ones will probably be the Apple Watch Series 5, if there is an Apple Watch Series 5, that is, because some of the rumors are saying that Apple might just stick with the Apple Watch Series 4, but I think we will get a Series 5. However, it's going to be a very minor update. So last year, the Apple Watch got a major redesign with the Apple Watch Series 4. With the Apple Watch Series 5, I think we can expect some processor improvements from the S4 chip to the S5 chip, maybe some new unforeseen health features, but I think most of the improvements are going to come down with the processor upgrade and then a focus on software with watchOS 6. However, there will be some small design updates because we are also expecting a titanium version of the Apple Watch and the return of the ceramic version that was found on earlier models. so 2 new case designs for this upcoming Series 5 Apple Watch. Another thing that will probably be at this event is more of Apple's services. We know that Apple is trying to incorporate more services as iPhone sales slow down, and we've recently seen them launch products like Apple News Plus. At this event, we are expecting to see Apple TV Plus and Apple Arcade. Okay, so I don't want to bore everyone out with services, so are there any other hardware products we can expect from this event? And there is one other rumored hardware product that I think we might see at this event, and that is the introduction of a new HomePod that is going to be at a lower price point, kind of like a HomePod Mini. This supposedly is going to have a 2-tweeter system as opposed to the current HomePod 7 tweeters, and its main focus is going to be on lowering the price point and having a Apple Siri speaker inside of your home. There was also rumor that Apple is working on a new pair of AirPods that would feature water resistance and noise cancellation, but it looks like that isn't going to be launched until later next year. Now, these aren't the only hardware products on the horizon. Apple is rumored to be working on a 10.2-inch iPad that would be replacing the budget iPad, and a slight refresh for the iPad Pro, where they will be incorporating that triple camera system found on the iPad Pro, and they will also be upgrading the processor from the A12X to the A13X. Another hardware product on the horizon is Apple's long anticipated redesign to the MacBook Pro. This is the MacBook Pro that is rumored to be the 16-inch bezel-less MacBook Pro. It's going to have a very similar footprint to the 15-inch, have a new scissor switch keyboard, some updated Intel processors, and will likely retail for somewhere around $3,000. All of these products would just be way too much for the September event, which is why I personally think that we will see another Apple event sometime either in October or November, where they will cover the iPad and Mac hardware upgrades. Now, the only other thing we can expect with this September announcement is that Apple, of course, will be releasing iOS 13, iPadOS, macOS Catalina, and watchOS 6 to the public. So all of those software updates that we have covered since the beta should be making their way to your devices soon after the event. But anyway, that's what I think we'll see at Apple's September event. Be sure to let me know in the comments below what you think we will see and what things you are most excited for. As always, if you want to help the channel out in any way, make sure you check out some of the links in the description. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.